Have you ever felt that the people who seem to have it all together are actually built on the most fragile foundations? Imagine encountering someone whose entire identity depends on a handful of key elements they will cling to with a desperation that defies logic. Today, we're going to explore a startling concept. If narcissists lose these 6 valuable things, they will literally go crazy to death. This may sound hyperbolic at first, but as we dive deeper into the psychological intricacies of narcissistic personality, you'll see that their behavior is indeed built on a precarious balance. When those crucial supports are stripped away, what remains is a maelstrom of internal chaos, a collapse of the self that can be both terrifying and inevitable. In this discussion, we'll dissect each of these 6 pillars: control, admiration and attention, a false sense of superiority, enablers and supply sources, the ability to manipulate, and the power to instill fear, and examine why their loss triggers such a dramatic, almost cataclysmic reaction. Stay with me until the end, because the insights you gain here may transform the way you understand narcissistic behavior and empower you to protect your own emotional well-being. Before we plunge into these deep waters, I invite you to join our growing community of truth seekers and survivors by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Your support is the cornerstone of our mission to spread knowledge about the dark dynamics of narcissistic abuse and manipulation. Every like, every share, and every subscription helps us reach those who are entangled in toxic relationships, offering them the tools to reclaim their power. As a psychologist with years of clinical experience and extensive research in personality disorders, I assure you that the observations we discuss today are not mere theories. They are drawn from real-life experiences and robust scientific studies. If you've ever been in a situation where a narcissist's behavior left you feeling powerless, or if you're seeking a deeper understanding of what makes these individuals tick, then this video is made for you. So please, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your experiences in the comments below. Your engagement is vital in building a community where we can openly discuss these challenging topics without judgment. Let's begin our exploration with the first invaluable asset: control. Narcissists are infamous for their insatiable need to control every aspect of their environment and the people within it. For them, control is not just about managing a situation. It's about constructing a reality where they are the central, indispensable force. They meticulously orchestrate their interactions, ensuring that every conversation, every decision, and every subtle gesture serves to reinforce their dominance. When a narcissist has control, they feel validated, powerful, and invulnerable. Imagine a scenario where a narcissistic manager at work always insists on making all decisions and leaves no room for input from others. Colleagues might initially admire this assertiveness, but over time, they begin to see it as oppressive and suffocating. The narcissist, however, revels in this control because it feeds their ego. But here's the catch: if someone begins to challenge that control, if you, for example, set healthy boundaries or start questioning their decisions, the narcissist experiences a catastrophic loss. Their carefully constructed world starts to crumble, and the terror of losing control can drive them to irrational, even self-destructive behavior. When their ability to dominate is threatened, the narcissist's internal chaos intensifies until it consumes them. This overwhelming fear of relinquishing control is so profound that in their mind, it is equivalent to death. Consider a real-life example: a narcissistic partner who always dictates every aspect of your life, from what you wear to whom you spend time with. For years, their control has defined the relationship, and you've grown accustomed to their incessant demands. Then one day, you decide that you deserve autonomy. You start making decisions for yourself, and gradually, you set boundaries that they cannot easily override. The reaction is swift and severe. They become enraged, their mood swings become unpredictable, and they may even try to isolate you from your support network to reassert their control. This loss of control is not merely a challenge to their authority. It's an existential threat that sends them into a tailspin of despair and anger. If you've experienced or witnessed such a scenario, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support is crucial in helping others understand that the need for control is at the very core of narcissistic behavior, and that reclaiming your independence is one of the most powerful steps toward healing. The second invaluable asset is admiration and attention. Narcissists thrive on a constant stream of validation, praise, admiration, and the affirmation that they are superior to others. They curate their lives to be the center of attention, whether through their charm, achievements, or even provocative behavior. This admiration is like oxygen to them. Without it, their inflated self-image begins to suffocate. Imagine a narcissist who spends hours meticulously crafting their social media profiles, always seeking that perfect selfie or a cleverly worded post that earns them countless likes and comments. For them, every positive reaction is a drop of fuel that keeps their sense of self intact. But what happens when that admiration evaporates? When the people who once showered them with adoration suddenly turn away or stop paying attention? The narcissist is left gasping for validation, desperate to fill the void. Their response can be extreme. They might lash out, intensify their efforts to regain attention, or engage in increasingly erratic behavior. In many cases, the absence of admiration is so intolerable that it leads to an emotional meltdown. The psychological distress caused by this loss is profound because it forces the narcissist to confront the reality that their self-worth is entirely dependent on external input. This realization is not just painful, it is terrifying, and it can drive them to desperate measures in an attempt to recapture that lost validation. Imagine a scenario in which a narcissistic celebrity who has long basked in the adoration of millions suddenly experiences a decline in public interest. As their popularity wanes, their public appearances become fraught with anxiety, and their behavior grows increasingly erratic. This is a vivid example of how the loss of admiration and attention can plunge a narcissist into a state of inner turmoil. Their reaction is not a simple matter of disappointment. It's a deep-seated fear that without the adoration of others, they are nothing. If you've ever seen or experienced the sting of this dynamic, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your engagement helps spread awareness about the critical role that external validation plays in narcissistic behavior, and it empowers others to recognize these patterns in their own lives. The third asset that is invaluable to a narcissist is their false sense of superiority. Narcissists believe, often with unwavering conviction, that they are inherently better, smarter, and more deserving than those around them. This belief is not simply about confidence. It is a deeply ingrained illusion that shields them from their own vulnerabilities. The feeling of being superior allows them to dismiss criticism, justify their manipulative actions, and maintain a constant sense of self-importance. However, this sense of superiority is as fragile as it is grandiose. When events occur that challenge this illusion, when they are exposed to failure, rejection, or the achievements of others, the narcissist's self-image shatters. They cannot tolerate the thought that they might be less exceptional than they have convinced themselves to be. This internal collapse of superiority often results in intense feelings of humiliation, anger, and, in extreme cases, outright madness. The narcissist's identity is so deeply intertwined with the belief in their own superiority that any challenge to it can lead to a catastrophic emotional breakdown. The terror of not being the best, of not being above everyone else, can drive them to irrational actions, as they desperately attempt to restore their illusion of grandeur. Think of an executive who always boasts about being the smartest person in the room, whose every decision is backed by an unyielding confidence in their own brilliance. When this executive faces a setback, perhaps a failed project or a critical review, they might react not with measured reflection, but with explosive anger or a frantic scramble to reassert their superiority. Their inability to accept any shortcomings is a reflection of their fragile ego, and it underscores why the loss of this sense of superiority can be so devastating. If you recognize these patterns or have experienced the fallout from someone's unyielding need to feel superior, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your engagement helps us reach those who need to understand that true strength comes from humility and self-awareness, not from a perpetual state of arrogance. The fourth invaluable asset for a narcissist is their network of enablers and supply sources. Narcissists thrive on a steady stream of external validation, and they often surround themselves with individuals who, whether out of fear, admiration, or complicity, provide the emotional support they crave. These enablers may include friends, partners, colleagues, or even casual acquaintances who unwittingly contribute to the narcissist's inflated self-image by constantly feeding them praise and deflecting criticism. When these supply sources begin to withdraw, when people start to see through the narcissist's facade and decide that they no longer want to be part of that toxic dynamic, the narcissist experiences a severe blow. The absence of these enablers is like cutting off the lifeblood of their self-worth. They become desperate, often lashing out or resorting to increasingly manipulative tactics to try to regain that lost validation. In many cases, this loss of supply sources can trigger an existential crisis, as the narcissist is forced to confront the reality that their entire identity is built on a foundation of external adoration. This painful process often leads to dramatic, even self-destructive behaviors because without their enablers, they are left with nothing to prop up their false sense of self. Consider the example of a narcissistic partner who once had a circle of friends that consistently praised and defended them. Over time, as those friends began to distance themselves, perhaps due to witnessing repeated patterns of abuse or manipulation, the narcissist found themselves increasingly isolated. Their attempts to replace these enablers with new ones often fell short, and they became fixated on re-establishing control over the few remaining sources of validation. This desperate struggle not only highlights their dependence on external supply, but also reveals the inherent instability of their self-image. If you've ever observed how the withdrawal of support from a narcissist's inner circle can lead to chaotic behavior, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support is instrumental in spreading awareness about the dangers of enabling toxic behavior and the importance of healthy boundaries. The fifth asset that a narcissist cannot afford to lose is their ability to manipulate others. Manipulation is the lifeblood of narcissistic behavior. It allows them to shape perceptions, control outcomes, and maintain their sense of superiority. A narcissist's talent for manipulation is evident in how they twist facts, play on your emotions, and craft narratives that serve their own interests. When they successfully manipulate those around them, they feel invincible. But when you begin to see through their lies and refuse to be drawn into their web of deceit, their manipulation falls apart. The moment you reject their attempts to control or influence you becomes a direct blow to their sense of power. They may react with anger, desperation, or even extreme measures in an attempt to reassert control. The loss of their ability to manipulate is not just a minor setback, it is a fundamental threat to their identity. Without manipulation, they are exposed, vulnerable, and ultimately powerless. This realization can drive a narcissist to go to great lengths to restore their ability to control others, often with dangerous consequences. Imagine a scenario in which a narcissistic colleague has long been known for twisting every conversation to their favor, making you doubt your own memories, and rewriting history to suit their narrative. One day, you decide to stand your ground and consistently challenge their false accounts, providing clear evidence and assertive communication. Over time, you notice that their usual tactics start to falter. Their stories no longer hold water, and their influence over you begins to wane. This shift in power dynamics is a direct result of your refusal to be manipulated, a refusal that leaves the narcissist scrambling to re-establish their control, often with frantic and erratic behavior. If this resonates with your experience, please like, subscribe, and share this video so that others may learn the importance of recognizing and resisting manipulative tactics. Finally, the sixth asset a narcissist treasures is their power to intimidate or instill fear in others. For many narcissists, maintaining a climate of fear is essential to keeping others in check. They use intimidation as a tool to silence dissent, ensure obedience, and preserve their dominant status. Whether through overt aggression, subtle threats, or a menacing presence, a narcissist's ability to make you feel small and powerless is central to their control. However, when you begin to assert your independence, set firm boundaries, and stand up to their intimidation, that power starts to evaporate. The loss of the ability to intimidate is akin to a cancer eating away at the narcissist's core. They become increasingly desperate, their behavior grows more erratic, and their inner turmoil intensifies. The thought that you no longer fear them is intolerable because it means their carefully cultivated environment of dominance is crumbling. This collapse can lead to a dramatic psychological breakdown, as they grapple with the harsh reality that their power over you was never inherent but entirely dependent on your fear. The terror of losing this control can drive them to extreme measures, sometimes even leading to self-destructive behavior as they attempt to claw back their lost influence. If you have ever experienced a situation where standing up to an intimidating narcissist shifted the power balance in your favor, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support is crucial in helping others understand that fear is a tool of manipulation, and that reclaiming your courage is the first step toward true liberation. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the cumulative impact of these 6 invaluable assets: control, admiration and attention, a false sense of superiority, enablers and supply sources, manipulation, and the power of intimidation. Each of these components is interwoven into the narcissist's identity. They invest so much of themselves into maintaining these pillars that any threat to even one of them can trigger a cascade of emotional collapse. It is this very fragility that makes narcissists so terrifying. Despite their outward appearance of invincibility, they are internally dependent on a delicate balance that can be shattered by the simple act of someone reclaiming their own power. When you remove your validation, set clear boundaries, and assert your independence, you destabilize their entire structure. And when that structure crumbles, the narcissist is left to face the harsh, unbearable reality of their own inadequacy. I want to thank you for staying with me through this detailed exploration of the 6 valuable things a narcissist cannot afford to lose, and what happens when they do. Your willingness to understand these complex psychological dynamics is a powerful step toward reclaiming your own power and fostering healthier relationships. If you've ever felt that a narcissist's hold on you was rooted in their desperate need for control, admiration, or fear, then know that your journey toward liberation begins with understanding these vulnerabilities. Before we close, please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found these insights helpful. Your engagement not only helps spread this crucial information to others, but also builds a supportive community for those striving to break free from the cycles of narcissistic abuse. Every like, every share, and every comment contributes to a collective understanding that true power comes from within, not from the manipulative tactics of those who thrive on the exploitation of others. In closing, remember that while narcissists may appear powerful and unassailable, their strength is an illusion built on fragile foundations. When they lose control, when the applause fades, when their superiority is challenged, when their enablers walk away, when their manipulative schemes unravel, and when they can no longer instill fear in those around them, they are left with nothing but the cold, harsh truth of their own vulnerability. The natural order of things dictates that what is built on lies and external validation will eventually collapse under its own weight. So, if you choose to reclaim your independence, to protect your own sense of self, and to refuse to feed the narcissist's need for constant admiration, know that you are not only safeguarding your own well-being, you are also setting in motion a process of karmic balance that will, in time, force the narcissist to confront the emptiness of their existence. Thank you so much for watching and engaging with this discussion on why narcissists lose their grip when they lose these 6 valuable things. Your commitment to understanding these psychological truths is a testament to your strength and resilience. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video, and feel free to leave your comments and personal experiences below. Your insights are invaluable in building a community of empowerment and awareness. Stay strong, remain true to yourself, and know that the journey to reclaiming your power is well worth the effort. I look forward to seeing you in our next video as we continue to uncover the profound truths of human behavior and explore the paths to lasting emotional freedom.